Sunday the 30th of July and we are on the FTSE 100. So let's have a quick recap of this market from last week in relation to the Sunday analysis, and then we'll have a look at the market for the trading week ahead. Okay, so over the last few weeks we have been paying attention to both of these price ranges. So we had one, we then broke up above, we held above the level, we chopped sideways within this range, and then we broke up once again going into Friday. Let's just highlight it, Friday the 21st. So coming into the trading week on the 24th, what we were looking at was basically if the market can hold up above this level of what was then support. So testing as resistance, break above, come down and test as support if the market could hold above this level. If not, we were looking at it as potentially a false break. Now, the market on Monday, straight down, breaking below this level. For me, that confirmed the false break. And then what we went over, or what I went over with subscribers, was basically we have the previous level down here. Just going to mark them in. So one here for support and one here for support also. As the market came back down, we looked at these levels for support. And then as the market started to rally like this on Tuesday, what I went over was that although the market could make a rally, I wasn't expecting it to break above and hold above this 7483 level. Now, how did I come to that determination? Well, I'm looking at price action. So around about this level here, 7483, and the market did rally. And what it did was the resistance zone we had there, it just poked its head above, held there for around about, I think it was about half an hour to an hour, and then the market collapsed back down once again. And there's a couple of different ways to identify that. Well, the first thing was, at the start of the week, we had proved that this was a false break up. And the market came back down. Now, if it's a false break up, then what it's suggesting is that the bears are still in control. So what I wasn't expecting was the market to come back up and make new highs. If it's been a false break, if the bears are still in control, it makes sense that the market is not going to produce new highs from that previous break up. So the market came up, it rejected, it came back down once again, produced this, what is really a pin bar. And then into Thursday and Friday, we were just mainly looking for sell positions. On Friday, actually, we came back down into key levels of support and we did look for a couple of buy positions. But the overall outlook on this market after we seen that false break up was bearish. Okay, so coming into next week, what are we looking at? Well, the first thing is we are coming into August. August can be a tricky month. If you are a beginner especially, it's very easy to get disheartened and to make a lot of mistakes in August. And the reason is that very often, you know, traders are just like everybody else. It comes to August, they tend to go on holiday. And what happens is the markets can go very, very flat. And you just see the markets making very, very small sideways movements for the majority of August. You know, you can get some days where the market range is 20 points, very, very small days. And what happens is, certainly for beginners, it's easy to become frustrated. You're jumping into trades. The market's giving lots and lots of false signals because it's just moving up, then making a small move down, then making a small move up. You're seeing lots and lots of tails, lots and lots of pins, and you can get chopped up. So first thing is, it's good to be expecting that. It doesn't happen every year. It hasn't actually happened for the last couple of years, but what we have seen recently are a couple of quiet days, leading to the potential that August is going to be relatively quiet also. You know, if you come into the market and you see, it's usually quite easy to tell because, you know, 8 a.m. when the market opens, you tend to see a spark of movement. If you don't see that, you know, if the market is at 8 a.m. making, you know, a 2-3 point candle, it's giving you that signal that potentially it's going to be a quiet day. And if the price action continues like that for the first 15-20 minutes, what I usually do is I just don't trade for that day. It's very frustrating. I was actually speaking to someone at the seminar I had earlier this year, and what he basically said was he's a student and the best time for him to learn and to day trade is August when he's on holiday. And it's very frustrating because come August, I point out to him that the markets can be quiet and it's one of the worst times, certainly as a beginner, to trade if the market is quiet. So it's good to have that on your radar. It's just part of trading. There's really nothing we can do about it. If the market is very, very quiet, it's always best just to step away. Okay, so coming into next week, price action, what are we looking at? Well, the move down on Friday, what I was really looking for was to see if we broke below these levels here and held below these levels here. If we did that, then I was looking for potentially a much stronger move down on this market. In the medium term to long term, really all the way down into 7,220 at a minimum. However, thus far we haven't broke below those levels. And so really, we're still paying attention to two key levels, one here and one here. Now coming into Monday, an early sign that the bears are still in control will be rejection from 7,400 really all the way down to around about 7,380. If the market is failing to get above these levels, first of all, it's good to look for potential resistance if we're testing at these areas. If the market is failing to get above, it's a sign that the bears are still in control and we'll potentially see a strong move down once again. Now we do have that level of support, 7,360 to 7,340 now, right here. I will be looking for potential sells from this one. If we break back down below this one, come back and test as resistance, I'll be looking for sells at this area also. Now, for support, we have a couple of confluences. We have the MA200 on the daily time frame, which is dynamic support and resistance. Then we have these previous lows right here. So 7,315 down to around about 7,295. Very, very likely next week it's going to line up exactly with that MA200. Becomes a good area to look for bullish bounces. So those are three main levels down below. For this market to turn bullish, so we've had the two ranges breaking up. For this market to turn bullish, we need to get above the highs of this previous range and hold up above. So we made the false break, we came straight back down. We tried again, we failed, and we came back down. This level is key now. 7,430 to around about 7,445, just a little bit higher. You can almost actually argue to take it up into around about 7,460. This whole section here. If we see the market holding, well, first of all, it's good resistance. If the market breaks up above and comes back down, tests as support, potential for buy positions, because it's very important. If the market starts to hold up above this level, then really the bearish sentiment that we're currently seeing is potentially coming to an end, and then we can start to look for those moves higher. What we are looking at the bigger picture now, is potentially the FTSE 100 giving us these bearish signals. We have came up and created the all-time highs. We have then came up once again, and thus far, breaking up above these ranges has begun to fail. We are potentially seeing a double top. It's just things that I've got on my radar longer term, what I'm looking at, looking to see if it's confirmed, looking to see if the market starts to break up once again and starts to turn more bullish, then obviously you start to reanalyze the market. But at present, there's the potential here for a double top. The central pivot point of the double top is right here. Breaks below this level would also constitute breaks below the MA200, open up a much stronger move down on the FTSE 100, certainly down into, this section down here at a minimum. Okay guys, so that is everything that is on the radar for next week for me. As always, I hope that was helpful. Hope you all have a good trading week next week. I'm James Orr, and thank you.